So good morning dear all. As you know that our second chapter New Kings and Kingdom completed yesterday. So today we are going to discuss about the text exercise question answer. So first question is match the following. When you will see the map given on the first page of your uh, in your textbook, okay, you can see. So these all locations are belonging to that map, okay. So Gujarat Pratiharas belonging to Gujarat and Rajasthan. You can see here one map is also given, but it is not as much clear as it is in your given in your book, okay. So next is about Rashtrakutas. They were ruling over where they were ruling over Western Deccan, okay, Deccan places, right. Next is about Palas, West Bengal or Bengal, right. Cholas, Tamil Nadu, right. Okay, where we have talked about Urayur, Thanjavur, and all. Okay, so these all belonging to where that was all about the match the following. Okay, next question is about who were parties involved in tripartite struggle. Tripartite struggle means three parties were there. Tri means three. So we all know that we have discussed why this struggle was happened, okay. Who were involved in this struggle? Gurjara Pratihara, Rashtrakutas, and Palas. These three dynasties were involved in this struggle. That's why the name was given to this struggle tripartite, okay. So why, for for what place or for what, for where they wanted to rule over? They wanted to rule over Kannauj, okay. Kannauj was the epicenter for all political developments in North India, okay. So during the long reign of Harshvardhan, before these, who was ruling over in Kannauj? We have done in 6th class also. Harshvardhan our ruling over, okay. That's why all these three, after the death of Harshvardhanas, the Gurjara Pratiharas, the Rashtrakutas, and Palas, okay, they wanted to control over the administration system of the Kannauj, right. So whatever fight among them had been done, that was known as tripartite struggle, because they were three parties, right. So next question, you can see here, it is also in map, it is also given, okay. Kannauj, triangle, Krisha, Srisha, whatever other parties were there, three parties were there, okay. So you can see that how they have struggled among them from the time 750 to 900 CE. Rashtrakutas, you can see in this map, where what you can see that whatever orange color is there on these places Rashtrakutas were ruling, right. Next, purple, light color purple, you can see that Palas, West Bengal or Bengal parts and all, okay. So next is about Gurjara Pratiharas. Gurjara Pratiharas, light green color, you can see that, okay. Some part of Gujarat, Rajasthan, we have already done in first question also when we were discussing their locations and all. So these two questions are here. Next is about what were the qualifications to become a member of the committee of the Sabha in Chola Empire. As we have done, Chola Empire was the, we can say that, strongest empire, okay. If we talk about the timing, 780 to 1280, right. So if we talk about their agriculture system, their irrigation system, their sculptures, their temples making and all these things, they were very strong, okay. So who founded Chola Empire dynasty? Vijayalaya, okay. After Vijayalaya, who was the famous king of that? Raj Raja 1. And after Raj Raja 1, his son was there, Rajendra 1, okay. So these three were very powerful, we can say that, emperor of the Chola dynasty. Now the question is, what is the question? Whatever the qualifications, okay. So qualifications we have already done or discussed yesterday at page number 27 in your book, it is given, okay. So qualification necessary to become a member of a committee of the Sabha in the Chola Empire was what? First, owner of land, means the person who wanted to become the member of Sabha should have his own land, and the revenue has been collected already from that land, right. Next, should have own homes, Next, should have been, what is the age criteria? The age criteria was for to become the member of Sabha. It was 35 to 35, 35 and 70 years. Okay, between that they can be. Okay, so must have knowledge of Vedas if we see the religiously purpose. Okay, so must be honest and well versed in administrative matters. Okay, so they should have all these qualification if we wanted to become the member of you know Sabha. Right, next question, you can see that Chola temple, so many temples has been made during the empire of the Chola, right? So we have talked about the Nishumba Sudni temple, okay, goddess it was. Next we have talked about Thanjavur temple and all. Okay, so many temples has been constructed by the Chola dynasty, Chola empire, Chola kings, right? Next is about what were the two major cities under the control of Chaumanas. Chaumanas or Chauhanas. Okay, Prithviraj Chauhan, we have done about this. Who was Prithviraj Chauhan? Okay, who in the when our chapter was started, we have talked about him. Okay, he ruled over uh, in where he was ruling Delhi, Ajmer, Rajasthan mainly. Okay, so from 1868 to 19 sorry 1192. Okay, so where he also defeated in 1191 Muhammad Ghori also. Okay, so where what were the two major cities they were ruling over? They were Indraprastha and Kannauj, right? So we can see that tripartite struggle was also done for Kannauj, and also we can see that that's why I told you Kannauj was very political, politically and economically it was very strong. That's why it was epicenter for all political developments and all in North India. Okay, so what is the answer of fourth question? What were the two major cities under the control Chaumanas or Chauhanas? Indraprastha and Kannauj, right? How did Rashtrakutas become powerful? Yes. How did Rashtrakutas become powerful? Rashtrakutas. Who were Rashtrakutas? Anybody knows about what we have discussed about Rashtrakutas and all? Rashtrakutas, we can say that in mid 8th century, Danti Durga Rashtrakuta. Yes, now you remember, right? Because they were, we have done in the starting when we have done the topic, the emergence of new dynasties. Okay, so the Rashtrakutas were the subordinates of the Chalukyas, right? Okay, means they were working like Samantas under Chalukyas and all, right? So what they have done, how they become powerful? They become powerful after performing a religious ritual named, what was that? Hiranyagarbha. Okay, Hiranyagarbha. Who who performed this Hiranyagarbha ritual? Danti Durga. Now, who was Danti Durga? Danti Durga was a Rashtrakuta chief. Okay, he performed this religious holy ritual named Hiranyagarbha, and after performing this, he become what they become? They become powerful. Okay, what is given here in this your answer? In the mid 8th century, Dantidurga, a Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual called Hiranyagarbha, right? As I told you, when this ritual was performed with the help of Brahmanas, it was thought to lead a rebirth of the sacrifice as Kshatriya. Kshatriya, who are Kshatriya? Rajas, kings, emperors. Okay, even if he was not a Kshatriya by birth, because already he was not a Kshatriya by birth, he was not or he was who was not a Kshatriya by birth? Rashtrakuta chief Dantidurga. Okay, after performing yagya, or we can say that Hiranyagarbha, he become Kshatriya. Okay, and this way, and we can say that Rashtrakuta become powerful, and they have also made so many temples. One example is also given here, you can see in this picture. I think it's not given in your book, so it's given here, right? So we can see that here what's given, right? So next question is about what? Yes, next question is, what did the new dynasties due to gain expectance. Why? What did new dynasties do to gain new expectance? What they have done? By the 7th century, there were a big landlords or warrior chief in different regions, right? We have discussed so many warriors and chiefs. Then the Durga was there, the tripartite struggle was also there, Prithviraj Chauhan, Muhammad Ghori, all these things, all these people were there, okay? Existing kings often acknowledge them, their subordinates or samantas, okay? So, they were expected to bring gifts for their kings, lords, emperors, and all, and whenever they are in need of their subordinates, they should be present. Okay, and why they were, and they are also supposed to provide, military support and all. As Samantas gained power and wealth, they declared themselves to be Mahasamanta, Mahamandaleshwara, and all. Okay, so because they were also as much as power they were gaining, Samantas or Mahasamantas were gaining them, declaring themselves, what they, so they were declaring they are Mahamandaleshwaras and Mahasamantas. What, where we have done this part, we have done this, and in your page, at your page number 17, when we started to discuss this chapter, the emergence of new dynasties. So we can say that from this topic 2 questions came to your exercise. Okay, whenever they are, if they are becoming Mahamandaleshwaras or Mahasamantas, they were not satisfied to work under any any Raja or any emperor. Okay, so that's why they wanted to rule independently. They were also, that's why we have taken example of the Durga and all, right? Next is about what kind of irrigation works developed in the Tamil Rain. Tamil Rain means what? Indirectly we are talking about the irrigation system of Cholas and all, how it was working, right? So water from the canals of Kaveri provided the necessary moisture for agriculture. Okay, wherever it has not been done, wells has been dug, okay, huge tank also been made, okay, to collect rainwater and all. Okay, so embankment were built to prevent flooding and all. Embankment means big, we can say that bridges and shores have been given, okay, so that flood will not be come to particular area. Next, canal were constructed to carry water to the fields. Yes, small for example, Kaveri river was there, so small canals has been taken, has been built, so that the river water of Kaveri can also go through the needed land or agricultural area, right? Next, Sluice Gate was made. It is given in your in your book only, where at page number 25. Okay, so there it is written, figure 5, a 9th century sluice gate in Tamil Nadu. It regulated the outflow of water from from a tank into the channel that irrigated the fields, and also that type of whatever that Lois Gate was made, it was also helping. Okay, so all these things, all these plant has been done by the Cholas only, right? So next is about what were the activities associated with the Chola temples. What was the, whatever money was collected in the Cholas temples and all, they were not, whatever the emperors or kings were there, they were not using this money for their own use. Okay, they were using this money for the production of agriculture and all. Okay, so they were the discussion of related to their problems, social issues also has been discussed in these temples and all. Okay, so I'm telling what is given here in this 8th answer. Chola's temple often became the nuclei means center, okay, settlement which grew around them. Okay, so means around this temple hospitals were there, okay, whatever the other things needed by the people, all these things were around the temple available there during Chola administration system, right? There were centers of craft production. Temple were also endowed with land rulers as well as by the others. Okay, the produce of this land went to maintaining all the specialists who worked at the temple and very often lived near it, like priests, garland makers, cooks, sweepers, musicians, dancers, etc. In other words, we can say that temples were not only the place of worship, they were the hub of economic, social, and cultural life as well. Why? Because whatever the people needed in that particular temple, whatever their shelter places, homes, and all, it is near around the temple only. Okay, they can be cook, they can be sweepers. Sweeper means who are cleaning and all. Okay, musicians, dancers, and also all this maintenance has been done properly, right? So we can say that. So how the cholas were maintaining all these things properly, right? So this is all about our chapter. So I hope you all understood very well. So uh, tomorrow we will start with our next chapter. I will send you a worksheet as a revision worksheet on this chapter also, so please complete that. Okay, so till then, keep learning, take care.